the Talkman Radio Show live. It is Friday. We're on the streak, baby. We got the streak going. It's all true. We'll get into that. But thank you for watching the show. Thank you for being here. If you're watching this, you're watching it on 12 Ounce Sports. Somewhere in the 12 Ounce Sports world, we have a lot of domains that you can watch us on. Either the Facebook feed or the Twitter feed. It's all good. Or Zingo TV, channel 761, which I will talk about more. But as always, as every week I start out, I want to get it out of the way. You can follow 12 Ounce Sports and Talkman Radio on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And just to show, we got a whole real site here, 12OunceSportsRadio.com. We have plenty of articles made by the content creators that we have here. The Cool Show, Hefe, the Beck. He's got articles up here, Sports Stance. Everybody puts on, except for me, because I work at a job that pays me 6 cents an hour and I work 40 hours a day. But don't forget, you can always donate if you're still working and things haven't hit you too hard. $1 or $2, it helps us out because we get equipment and things like that. So that helps. Or if you don't want to just give money without getting something back, you can go here. 12 Ounce Sports, supplies, t-shirts, masks. You know how I feel about that. T-shirts, women's tees, iPhone cases, Samsung cases, all this stuff. The pillow's kind of cool. The mug I'm looking at. Maybe the tank top so I can, let the guns out. Yo, what's up? Got a big belly. Gross. You got the hoodies. And World Hockey Report's up there now, too. So we're going to work out some of this stuff. And maybe I'll buy some stuff as gifts. We got some Christmas things coming up. We've got, we'll work it out in the show. We'll work it out in the show for the fans, if there are any out there. I just never seem to have access to what's going on. But I believe in you guys, and I love doing this for you every week. It's fun, talk about fantasy football and football in general. So that's it for that. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit just in case I want something. I got something to say that you can't hear, like over here. But we'll get to that. So anyway, welcome to the show. We're a couple minutes in. Let's get to the rundowns. Figure out what we're talking about. First things first. Last night's game. Got to talk about that. Got to talk about last night's game, the fantasy implications and the gambling implications. Then we'll do the preview for the games this weekend. Guys I like, there's a guy out there. Watch out. If he's still in your league, pick him up. We're going to get to that too. We're going to go who I like, and then we'll get into the best bets teams I would actually bet. Don't take my picks, though, but the guys I'm working with, they have picks too, and they're way better than mine. And then Love is Nice. That comes at the end. And if there is time, we will talk about some other things. So, let's get into it. So last night we had the Dolphins at the Jags. Now, the Jags were 3-point favorites. Now, the Jags should never be favorites over anybody. And this is exactly why. You just never know what's going to happen. Although that one guy did play well. You can't go with the Jags. You can't. They can't be favorites. They're not good enough, and they're especially not good enough against a Miami team that's coming up. You watch. They're not gonna be terrible. Miami won 31-13. If you're in Miami, you got the win, getting 3, and you got a win on the under 48.5. So good for you. And we got those numbers. I think I got them off of my bookie. But so that's what happens if you bet the game. Let's look at the fantasy implications of what happened. Let's start with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, I'm going to get into another fantasy aspect of this when we get to the Jaguars side. But he's not picked up in a lot of leagues. Now, he's a guy that if you need somebody, you throw him in there. And, but it's week 3. It's way too early to be running around looking for backup quarterbacks to start. I mean, I don't think anybody's gone down. Nobody big's gone down yet. So, you don't really need him. But if you had him in there, you got 160. You got 8 points plus 2. That's 20 points. And he had 38 yards and another. He put up like 30 points for you. Oh, Fitzy. Oh, Fitz magic. It's going to be tough getting him out of there and putting 2 in if he keeps putting up lines like this. Now, he wasn't, he didn't blow you away, but 30 points ain't nothing to sneeze at. So, not bad for Fitzpatrick. If you had him in there, good for you. Maybe a super flex or something like that. Moving on, Myles Gaston, 22 for 66. Okay. He's just, they're just running him. Forget, I think I tried, well, we'll get down to that in a minute. Jakeem Grant, 1 for 29. Breida, 3 for 4. And Howard, 3 for 1. And another touchdown. Is that 3 touchdowns on like 8 carries or something like that? Something ridiculous. But you can't hold on to Howard, obviously. Myles Gaston's the guy. And he's just in there to get 1 yard fucking dumps. So, if that's the way they're using him, it's really hard to keep. Even though he's like, and that's touchdown dependency right there. That's what I'm talking about with Jordan Howard. But even if you're guaranteed a touchdown, it's still hard to put him in when you're only getting a yard a game. Not great. Devontae Parker, I never liked him. I said that before. I think he got they were just bombing it last year, late in the year, and he just ran a bunch of numbers. Especially against the Eagles, that Eagles game last year. But he was 569 with PPR. That's about 12 points. Myles Gaskin coming up with some catches, 5 for 29. Adds another 8 points, 7.9. So you're looking at about 14 points out of Myles Gaskin. Not a bad line if you're picking him up off the waiver wire and you lost to McCaffrey or you lost to Saquon Barkley. Be happy you're getting 14 points out of your running back position. Could have gotten, 2. So, good for you. Grant, 1 for 19. Mike Gesicki. Now, that's making the most out of your catches. You catch 1 catch for 15 yards and you catch a touchdown out of it. Now, I played against him. And, that was not great. As a matter of fact, I am playing against... No, I'm not playing against him on I've got 2 goatee leagues. I have 2 chances to keep the goatee going this week out of my 4, and that is not one of them. But I did play against him. He caught 1 pass for a touchdown against me. There you go. That's how you're going to be doing during the year when shit like that happens. See, I put up 182 points last week and lost by like almost 30. Like, we're just losing that game. That game's gone. See ya. So, yeah, shit like that can happen in fantasy football. It happens all the time. So, one guy catch 1 ball, 15 yards, and there's 8.5 points for you. So, if you had Gesicki in there, good for you. Isaiah Ford, 2 for 14. That's not going to get you much. None of these guys are really going to get you much. I doubt you started any of these guys. Preston Williams, you probably maybe have him on your team and you're looking at him 2 for 7 with a touchdown. That's not bad, but you definitely need more out of that. He's not a guy you can start right now. And, hey, how about Fitzy getting you a PPR point? What's up? Takes you to 31 points right there. Fitzy with his PPR. So, the defense, got you, it did okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got you a couple points if you started them. It did okay for you. Not bad. So that's the Dolphins side, the winning side. The losing side, you expect them to be throwing the ball all over the place. And they did. But you didn't get the numbers you were hoping for, especially in the touchdown department. 13 points. That's 1 touchdown, a couple of field goals. But Gardner Minshew. Now, I've been online a little bit today, and I've been noticing a lot of people talking about Gardner Minshew. People benching their quarterbacks to start Gardner Minshew? What? How off are your quarterbacks that you're starting? You're like, you know what? I'm gonna outsmart everybody. Don't outsmart anybody. You only outsmart yourself when you do that. Don't outsmart everybody. Picking up Gardner Minshew to put in place of the quarterback that you drafted. Give me a break, Gardner Minshew. I've heard that online. I don't know how many people did it, but I've seen it online a little bit. I'm assuming some people did it. You must have picked a real doozy of a quarterback. You must have picked Carson Wentz. Who else had a crappy year? Deshaun Watson's doing okay. Kirk Cousins, maybe. All these guys that are just meh. We'll put Gardner Minshew in there, and then you get another meh out of him. 30-42, 275. That'll get you, what, 13, almost 14 points? And a pick. If you lose points for that, you're going to be down to 11 immediately. But he made up for it with 22 yards on the ground, which got you another 2 points. Got you that interception back. Good for him. Still only got you 13 points. The big play was James Robinson. Now, I got offered this guy in a trade. I'm still not going to take him. He wanted like Michael Thomas or something for him. They want something big. No, they wanted Russell Wilson for him. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. But what a play he had last night. How about 46 yards, 4.6 plus 12. That's 16.6. We're not even into PPR yet. 16.6 just on the ground. And then Gardner Minshew, Chris Thompson, nothing. Laviska Shenault, nothing. Oh, he just led the team in catches, too. 6 targets, 83 yards. Just another 14 points on top of the 16 points. James Robinson put up 30 points for you. If you're playing against him, not bad. Well, if you're playing against him, you're pissed. But if you picked him up and you're starting him now, which, yeah, probably. If you're one of those teams that lost, some big guys went down. You're making up 30 points instead of the 14 for Myles Garrett. You're making up 30 here on James Robinson. So good for you if you picked him up. I don't want to play against him, putting up 30 points, but that's not bad. Keelan Cole of late in the season 2017 fame. He had a couple big games. 4 for 43. That's not going to do it. Chris Thompson was late when they were trying to come back. He was coming out of the backfield catching dump offs. He got a quick 8.5. Chris Conley, Laviska Shenault, James O'Shaughnessy. These guys are all guys who, meh. We'll see. I'm not big fans of these guys, especially in the offense they have. This team is not going anywhere, defensively or offensively. So it's hard to put guys in there from this team that, unless they've been doing it consistently, like James Robinson, I'm definitely not taking out my quarterback, putting in Gardner Minshew. But if you have James Robinson, he did good by you last night. So good for you. So if you had James Robinson, if you had Mike Gesicki catching the one ball for 8 points, you did okay. Everybody else, you kind of shit the bed there. And if you had Miami getting a 3 or you took the under, you're good. So that's how that worked out. Let's talk about, I got a few things I want to talk about. First, going back to 12-Ounce Sports. You can always go to 12OunceSportsRadio.com and check out all the stuff live. I just want to take a moment to tell you about 12-Ounce Sports. Now that the action is officially back on, 12-Ounce Sports is your home for the best live talk shows covering all aspects of the sporting world and live game broadcasts. With Zingo TV adding 12-Ounce Sports to their long list of channels. Like I say every week, we're on there, channel 761. Now you can catch all my shows and all the others on Zingo TV, channel 761. All you got to do is download Zingo TV and use the promo code 12OZ. That's 12 ounce 12OZ when signing up. It's that simple. Be sure to check out our latest blogs and podcasts as well on 12OunceSportsRadio.com, which is this. So yeah, all that's true. Everything I just said, totally true. So check it out. Also, MyBookie.ag. Sports are in full swing, and I want to help you take advantage of those sports investments. It's all investments. That's what it all is. When getting in on the action, 12-Ounce Sports is officially partnered with MyBookie.ag to get you the best deal possible, period. When you sign up on MyBookie.ag, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 when you punch in the promo code 12-Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports. Get that money. It's right there. That's 12-Ounce Sports. When you're signing up on MyBookie.ag, there it is right there to get your deposit matched up to $1,000. Check it out. MyBookie.ag. So, that was Thursday night's game. Let's talk about what's going to happen. We got a bunch of games, and we're going to look at them all right now. And we're going to go over who I kind of like. Well, no, we're not doing that yet. You know what? It's fucking hot. It's hot in this thing. It was freezing a little while ago. Alright, we're good. So, we'll look at 12-Ounce Sports. I mean, we'll look at my bookie and we'll go through the games. So we're starting at the 1 o'clock games. We're going to do the 1 o'clock games first. The first game is Raiders New England. The Raiders, they're coming off a short week. They're getting points on the road. The Patriots are tough. I think this game's going to be kind of close, but I do expect the Patriots to win this one in Foxborough at 1 o'clock. Fantasy guys, Julian Edelman. I'm not big on the Patriots run game outside of Cam Newton. So Cam Newton, you're looking at him. You're looking at Julian Edelman. I think N'Keal Harry's a little banged up. So those are basically the only two guys in the defense that you're going to start. On the Raiders side, you're looking at Waller, the tight end, who had a big game, but I think he's a little nicked up. I think he'll be fine. Maybe he won't put up the line he put up last week, but I think he'll be fine. Carr, probably not starting. Maybe he's a backup, or at least earning his way into becoming a backup role on somebody's team. He's playing well. Josh Jacobs, he's in. And that's about it. If you're not really starting any rookies or anything like that, not on this team. But watch out for the defense. Defense is getting a little better there. So I kind of like the Patriots in this game to win this game. At another game. This game's won. Another one of those crazy games. The second week in a row, the Rams are won. What? So the Rams at Bills. This is kind of a fantasy-heavy game a little bit. You're probably if you went and picked up Malcolm Brown, if he's in there, which I think he is, you're probably starting him. You went to pick him up for some reason, so you're probably going to start him. Jared Goff is a backup. He's not in there. But Woods and Cooper Kupp are both solid starts. The defense is playing well, so they're probably starting. Higbee after 3 touchdowns. You're starting a tight end in your league. Probably starting him, hoping to get some more of that. I don't know if you're going to get more. I don't know how many 3 touchdown games he has in him. But if you had him last week, you're probably riding hard with him again. On the other side, you got one of the top quarterbacks in fantasy in Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs had a big week last week. Why would you go away from that? So you're probably starting him. The defense, the running back, I think Zach Moss is hurt or a little banged up, so he's probably not going to be a big factor. So maybe you're going with Devin Singletary. If you had one of those running back injuries, maybe you're doing that. If that's not in the plans, where you don't have any access to these guys, then you're probably starting a couple guys here. But for the most part, this is a pretty good fantasy game. Who do I like in this game? It's a tough one. I'd have to go with the better quarterback, and I don't know. I'll go with the Bills because they're at home, and Josh Allen's really starting to come around. Eventually, they're gonna drop. They're gonna drop a game, probably against the Patriots when they play them, but they're gonna drop a game eventually. Maybe this week. This seems like a very even game, but I'll go with Buffalo. Yeah, no points, man. Just go take Buffalo. So that's what we got there. This game should be better, but I think Houston's going to win this game. Houston, Pittsburgh. On the Houston side, you've got, if you're still starting Will Fuller, good for you. You're probably starting Deshaun Jackson. Actually, in one of my leagues, they took out Deshaun Jackson and put in Josh Allen. Like, why did you put him in last week? But whatever. Ain't my team. David Johnson, you're probably starting, even though Pittsburgh's a pretty tough team to run on. You're probably starting David Johnson if you don't have anybody else. I don't know how big I am on that one, but I guess, we'll see what happens. And you're probably not starting the defense. On Pittsburgh's side, if Roethlisberger is picked up in your league already, you're looking at a backup probably. James Conner is looking to work his way back into being a number 1 running back, so he's probably going to start, especially after last week, get 100 yards and touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's back to being a viable candidate to start in your leagues. I'm playing against him in 2 leagues, I think. So he's back. He's going to be playing. Eric Ebron, I don't know about him. In terms of, I mean, if he's your starter, maybe you run with him one more week. I don't know. But I'd go with somebody else. That's why I say if you have to start a tight end, pick one up immediately, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's so hard to pick up one of the late guys and hope he does good, and then he gets hurt, and then you're stuck with a late hurt guy, and now you got to pick a guy up with the waiver wire. Then you go with Mike Gesicki, the Mike Gesicki's of the world, and they catch one catch for one touchdown against you. So, this game, I kind of like Pittsburgh. Not Pittsburgh. I like Houston a little bit in this game. I kind of like Houston a little in this game. This game's a meh fantasy game, so we'll see what happens. And here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Yo, this game is big, and I got a funny feeling about this game, and I got a fantasy guy. If you're out there, you need a running back. Here's a guy you're gonna go after in this game, and he's out there a lot. I've picked it. If you're playing in my league, I think I probably got him. I think I've been 3 out of my 4 leagues. And you watch what happens this weekend. 49ers Giants. I like Giants in this game. I really do. I think 49ers beat up, especially on the defensive line. You got to get pressure with that line. The way D Ford's going to do all the pressure. Is he even playing? I think he's a little banged up. The other 2 guys out. Solomon Thomas out. Nick Bosa's out. So that's tough. Jimmy G out. Quarterback's out. Quarterback's out. Got the backup in. So you're not starting him. The running back's out. Jerick McKinnon is probably going to come in and play. But if you need a running back this week, here it is. Here's the big one. If you need a running back, go check the waiver wire. Wilson Jr. What, Fred Wilson Jr.? Where is it? Hold on, let me find out this guy's freaking name. Jeff Wilson Jr. They run the ball a ton. I've been saying this for months. San Fran wants to run the ball. They don't care if they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 running backs. We're running. We're running all day. They got 2 running backs. He's going to be the goal line guy. From what I've seen, they're kind of leaning towards him being the goal line guy. And I think it's going to work out that he gets plenty of touches and maybe breaks off a big one here. I mean, the team's made to run the ball. This guy's going to get... If you need a running back, pick him up, throw him in there. Who else are you going to pick up? You can pick up somebody else? You got somebody else in mind? Go ahead. Go have at it with that guy. Jeff Wilson Jr., if he's out there, grab him. If you need a spot to start him in, you don't have anybody else, put him in there. Maybe you get a touchdown. Maybe you catch a ball or 2. He's going to be involved in this offense. Jeff Wilson Jr., you watch. Talkman said it. But that's about it on the 49ers side. There's really not much out there. You have a backup quarterback and a backup wide receivers. Or backup tight end. You got backup everything. That's what kind of the reason I like the Giants in this game. In terms of the Giants, I'm starting Darius Slayton because I kind of like the matchup here. I'm not huge on the 49ers defense. I think your defense is going to take a little crap this week, especially playing on that turf that they don't like. I don't like the 49ers at all in this game. I don't know why they're their favorite. But if you picked up, I don't know who you're going to pick up on the Giants side in the running back position. You pick up Gallman, you're going to start him. If you want to do that, have at it. I don't see that as a good strategy, though. I'd go with Wilson Jr. before I went with Gallman. On the Evan Ingram, he's probably a starter. And that's about it. Maybe Golden Tate. I think he's back, but Sterling Shepard's out, so you're still divvying up the targets between Slayton, Ingram, and one other guy. And this week it's going to be Golden Tate. So that's about it. This is a pretty low-lying fantasy game and low-lying game overall. But I do like the Giants in this game, and we'll get into more. Titans, Minnesota Vikings. This is a mediocre fantasy game. I don't think you're starting Tannehill on the Titans side. I think Minnesota gets the first win here, actually. But I don't like Tannehill on the Titans side. Derrick Henry's been... I've been playing against him every week, so I've been following him. Not great. Not 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, great, like usual. A.J. Brown's out. People are starting Corey Davis now. Is that going to be the fix it? I don't know about that. Jonnu Smith, I like Jonnu Smith. If you got a tight end in your league, then maybe you're going with him. He's been playing well. On the Vikings side, you got Dalvin Cook, you're definitely starting. Adam Thielen, definitely starting. The tight end's a little bit up in the air. Maybe you're starting the defense. Kirk Cousins, you're not starting. He's a backup. So that's what we're looking at here. It looks like it's kind of another under the radar fantasy game, but I do like Minnesota in this game. Because they're at home. Look, -3. Outside of that, they look pretty even. When the games are at home and they're +3, this game should be like 6, I guess. If they were at Tennessee, probably more, 9. But I like Minnesota in this game. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Me. So next game we got here. This is a game. It's gonna be. I got a funny feeling this is gonna just get out of control real quick. I don't know, and I'm not saying Cleveland's so great or Washington. So I'm going more with the Washington is so bad. Like I said, they beat the Eagles at the beginning of the year. It's a freaking division game. You never know what's gonna happen in the division game. Outside the division games, a little easier to call because it's you don't know each other so well. So you got to figure each other out. Cleveland has a lot of talent. They have to put that talent together. But on the Washington side, what are we looking at? We're looking at Antonio Gibson, maybe if you need a running back. You're not starting a quarterback there. Terry McLaurin, you're starting him. Probably, if not in the flex spot. You're not starting a tight end. And that's about it. Not a lot of play on the Washington side. On the Cleveland side, though, you're probably not starting Baker Mayfield, but you could easily start both running backs. Both running backs in Cleveland. Chubb or Hunt. You can also easily not easily, but you're probably going to start OBJ. And if you need a flex spot, you can go with Jarvis Landry. Why not? So the defense, maybe if you're streaming a defense, you can go with Cleveland Browns defense. But overall, I think this game is going to be over real quick. Like all of a sudden, it's going to be like 21-3, and then 28-3 at the half, and then like I don't watch this game anymore. But we'll see. That's why they play the games. But yeah, I do like Cleveland in this game. I definitely like the running backs in this game. Cincinnati at Philly. Boy, what a goofy game this is going to be. I think Philly's going to win this game. Cincinnati, if you picked up Burrow, maybe you're starting him. Joe Mixon, you're starting. You're probably not starting any of the receivers except for Tyler Boyd. If you need a tight end, if all your tight ends are already banged up and out, if you threw a whiff at Gronkowski, and now you're looking for somebody, maybe you're going with Drew Sample from last week. The defense you're not starting, and that's about it for the Cincinnati side. On the Eagles side, you probably benched Carson Wentz already. You're starting Miles Sanders, and you're starting maybe both tight ends. You're definitely starting Ertz, and you might be starting Goddard as well. So, because they just throw that's all they had to throw to was a tight end. So, why not? So I get, it's making a lot more sense now. The people who drafted Goddard as their starting tight end, because I remember I was watching, I was like, wow, you guys just going with the backup tight end as your starter. Hey, that makes a lot more sense now. So, for the Eagles, yeah, you're probably benching Wentz. Maybe you've got faith. If you live around here, maybe you got faith, and you're going with him against the Bengals. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but I don't know. He's not playing well so far this year, but he could have a breakout game. I do like the Eagles in this game, though. Moving on, the Bears at Atlanta. I don't know why Atlanta's the favorite. The Bears are 2-0. Atlanta's let up big points, and just the way they've lost these games, especially last week.
Fucking shit.
That's exactly what it was. So you were up like 15. Anyway, the Bears, on the Bears side, are you getting a little comfortable with David Montgomery? Maybe you're starting him if he's, I think I'm going against him because the guy lost CMC, so now I got to play against him. He's probably got 150 yards. Catch about 6 balls for another 60. Are you going? Have you picked up Trubisky yet? Are you going with that yet? He's still out there in a lot of leagues. Nobody's comfortable with that guy. On the wide receiver side, Allen Robinson, grab him. The tight end position, that's still up in the air. On the Atlanta side, just everybody. Gurley, like I said, that's why I was kind of staying away from Gurley. I'm not big on the whole Gurley thing this year, but Matt Ryan throwing the ball all over the place, and all three of his receivers are legitimate starts this week. Julio Jones, who I'm playing against, Calvin Ridley's lighting it up, and Russell Gage is playing well. And if one of those guys goes down, he's in line for a shit ton of targets. So pick him up just to forget. If you need a flex guy, you can throw him in there. So if he's still out there in the league, go look for Russell Gage. I said that last week. I'm saying it again this week for the people who haven't picked him up yet. At 4 o'clock, we're looking at the Jets and the Colts. 11.5. Ugh. Jets stink. I don't know who you're starting. You can't start Le'Veon Bell. He's out. Sam Darnold, Jameson Crowder's out. Forget the Jets. I wouldn't start anybody on that team. The Colts, on the other hand, Jonathan Taylor played well, had 100 yards and a touchdown his first week. Didn't do a lot in PPR, I don't think. Like I said, Wisconsin guys, they can run the ball. They've learned how to run the ball in Wisconsin, but they don't catch the ball very well. They can't. So we'll see if that turns itself around, if he has a natural ability to catch the ball. But T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell got hurt last week. He was a big pickup last week, and now he's out. Now he got picked up and he got dropped in the span of like 5 days. So who's gonna come in and take up those targets? Pascal, Pittman, Nyheim Hines, who's still out there in a lot of leagues if you're looking for a running back. He's strictly a PPR guy though. But he could, if there's room on your roster, why not? It's always good to have an extra running back. I'll take an extra running back over a wide receiver and tight end any day. So that's it for the Colts. I like the Colts in this game. It's kind of hard not to. Next 4 o'clock game this is a very interesting game. Carolina at Chargers. Carolina lost the number 1 pick. Teddy Bridgewater, you're not starting. Maybe you're starting the 2 wide receivers, thinking that this game just turns into a shootout, and they throw the ball to DJ Moore, and then they bomb it with Robbie Anderson. The tight end position is meh. I'm not too big on their tight end over there. I forget who they have over there, but it's not somebody that you're really looking to start week by week. Their defense definitely not. So that's about it. You're probably starting the 2 tight ends, and maybe if you picked up Mike Davis, maybe you're starting him out of desperation because you lost CMC. On the other side, you got a lot of options here. You got some serious options here. The quarterback, not really. I'm not huge on that guy. I think he'll play okay. I think they'll taper the game around him being a rookie and not let's throw the ball. I don't think they're gonna throw the ball 60 times like they did with Burrow, but I think they're gonna temper the game plan around him and run the ball a lot. That's why picking up Joshua Kelly was a huge thing to do last week if you did. Joshua Kelly and Austin Eckler are both good starts. Austin Eckler is obviously the PPR guy, and Kelly is the goal line guy, and he got 23 carries last week. What? Yeah, on top of that, Justin Jackson, I think, is like doubtful. So both those guys are legitimate starters. I think I'm starting him in like a league or 2 because the Carolina defense is pathetic against the run. They're letting everybody just run all over them. So why not? Why not start a little Charlie Kelly action? So on the wide receiver side, Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, the defense, they're all viable starters. They're all viable starters out there. And I like the Chargers at home. Next at 4 o'clock, we've got Detroit at Arizona. I like Arizona in this game. It's hard not to. Detroit played them tough last year. They were winning that game, and then they lost. Like, what? How'd that happen? Like, that was an early season game. So, on the Detroit side, I think Galladay is a game time decision, or he's out or something, which makes Stafford, if he's not in there, Stafford's pretty much a no-go. There's nobody else really that you're looking to start. Maybe in a pinch, Marvin Jones, DeAndre Swift if he's playing, Kerryon Johnson if he's playing. Maybe. Just do, and that's a lot of it has to do with a lot of the running backs going down. So that's where you would have to put one of these bums in. Like, all right, hopefully you get a touchdown or something, or break a big play, or get used a ton. So it's tough. It's tough if you got to put in Detroit guys. You're having a hard time in week 3. That's just the way it is. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I got nothing for that. But I do like the Cardinals in that game. And here we go, Tampa Bay against the Broncos. I do. Well, I like Tampa Bay in this game. I'm going to like Tampa Bay in a lot of games because I picked Brady was a big pickup of mine. But he's been beating up on the Broncos for 20 years. They're not going to show him anything he hasn't seen already, and he knows that he's been playing these guys forever, so he knows what they're all about. This isn't a big thing for him. The rest of the team is just play your game. And we'll see how it shakes out. But I like Tampa Bay in this game. I definitely like Tom Brady.
Go to hell, you old bastard.
No, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to come back this week and have a decent game. He played well last week. He had catches in the end zone dropped. So I think they clean that up. He'll be in the top 10 mix once they get all their shit worked out. They didn't have preseason. They're kind of just winging it this year going into it. But I like Tampa Bay. I like Mike Evans. I always like Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a big pick of mine. Leonard Fournette seems to be coming on. He's probably going to get started this week. After last week's big breakaway touchdown to steal the game. All right, that cements you in for at least one more week. A big 10-point play like that. He went 41 yards. So you've got that. The defense, maybe you're looking at the defense because Drew Lock, I think, got hurt. So now they're putting in Jeff Driscoll. That's not great. That's not going to be great. Maybe you pick up Tampa Bay's defense and roll with that on the streaming end if it's still out there. The tight ends, Bruce Arians made a good point. It's like my tight ends don't catch a lot of balls. They brought in Gronkowski to run block a lot, so that's what he's in there doing. And I think you're going to win out of that this week. On the Denver Broncos side, I don't know who you're going to start. Melvin Gordon? They go down 21-0. What are you going to do with Melvin Gordon? The Gordon's fisherman? Jeff Driscoll, not great going against Tom Brady. I'm not a big fan of his, especially if you're not going to have Cortland Sutton in there. Jerry Jeudy's going to get a lot of play. That's probably not a bad move to throw some Jerry Jeudy in there because he's going to be in there. I don't know about Deshaun Hamilton or any of those other backups. Noah Fant, probably a good, if you have him, he's probably starting. So that's about it on the Denver Broncos side. I don't see much else there. It's just, it's hard to see anybody else there. But, that's it for that. Let's move on to, we have Dallas and Seattle. Let's see. Dallas and Seattle. This is a big game. A big fantasy game. You're starting Dak. I like Seattle in this game. I like Seattle in every game. Especially when they're at home. You got Dak. You got Zeke. You've got Amari Cooper. People are putting in CD Lamb and Gallup. Dalton Schultz had played huge last week. You're starting everybody on this team if you can. And I got a funny feeling this is going to be another shootout. They're just playing shootouts. Seattle defense isn't great, but they're getting in all these shootouts. On the Seattle side, again, starting everybody pretty much. Outside of maybe Greg Olsen, you're even starting too, but he dropped that ball and got picked off. I didn't see much out of him. But you're starting Russ, you're starting Chris Carson, you're starting Lockett and Metcalf. I don't know about the defense. I have their defense. I'm looking to maybe get rid of them. Maybe I'll put in. Maybe I'll stream. Tampa Bay for a week because the Cincinnati defense, the Seattle defense, not what it used to be. It ain't Seattle defense from like 6-7 years ago. I can tell you that. I can tell you that much. So we're gonna get into the night game and the Monday night game, but first. Zingo TV. Check out Zingo TV. It's free. Please use the promo code 12Ounce. That's 120Z. It really helps us out when you do that. You know, we were in contact with these guys. They let us know. And it's free. Like I said every week, it's free. You just sign up and it's free, and you get TV from free on your computer if you want it. And you get 12 Ounce Sports. You get Talkman Radio. You get it now, and you get the replay tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Come on, for free? You're going to give that up for free? 12 Ounce Sports is channel 761. Plus, they have other actual sports channels, music channels, and a bunch of other stuff. You got to go check it out to find out what you like and where it's at. Go check it out. Like I said, every week, it's free, it's free, it's free. Please sign up and use the promo code 12Ounce, that's 120Z, to get this free Zingo TV. Entertain yourself free at Zingo TV. It's all free. Just sign up. It's free. Can't say it anymore. And you get the replay of this show at 11 a.m. Saturday. So, let's finish up these last two games. We got 2 games left. The Sunday night game. Packers at Saints. This is, if you have Devontae Adams, you have to pick up somebody else, number one, and you have to pick up and you have to wait and see what happens. He's up in the air right now. I don't know what's going on with Devontae Adams, but Aaron, in terms of who you're starting, to tell you the truth, I like the Packers a little bit in this game. I think the Saints are just going to kind of not free fall, but are a little out of it with Michael Thomas out. Now Vegas is a good team. I think Vegas is a good team, but Packers, we'll see what happens if Devontae Adams plays. Maybe we'll change it up. I think we're going to change it up. But you got Aaron Rodgers, you're definitely starting him. If Adams is in there, you're starting him. If Jones is in there, especially after last week's 46-point game or whatever you're starting him. I don't know about anybody else. Maybe you're starting the Packers defense. Hopefully get some edge sacks and get some points off them that way. That wouldn't be a bad thing to do. On the Saints side, you got to start Kamara. You know, he's beaten me twice in the last 2 weeks. I don't think I'm going against him this week, but I lost twice to him already. I lost 3 times to him already. Ugh. Saints, you're probably starting Drew Brees. On the tight end side, Jared Cook, you're definitely starting, especially since Michael Thomas is out. But you're also looking at the wide receivers. They didn't really show much last week. It was basically Cook and Kamara. They had a couple balls. They caught a couple balls, but nobody. You're not getting Michael Thomas numbers out of any of these backup wide receivers. So it's hard to say whether to put them in there or not. The defense, yeah, I'd throw them in there, especially if there's no Devontae Adams. But I like the Packers in this game if Adams plays. If not, probably the Saints. And the Monday Nighter. What? It's a big one. It's a good one. A lot of guys playing. A lot of big fantasy game. Big game overall. Chiefs. You're starting Mahomes. You're starting Edwards-Helaire. You're starting Kelsey. You're starting Tyreek Hill. You may even be. I doubt you're starting Sammy Watkins. He's way too up and down. But maybe you're starting the defense. I'm starting the defense definitely. And that's about everybody. I like the Chiefs in this game, even though they're going to Baltimore. And on the Ravens side, again, you're starting everybody. You might be starting 2 running backs on this side. I wouldn't recommend that, but if you're in a pinch, maybe you're starting Lamar. Maybe you're starting Dobbins and Ingram to hope and see one of them does something. Ingram's played a little better last week. Dobbins had the touchdowns early. Maybe you're starting Marquise Brown. You're definitely starting Andrews and the defense. So that's a huge Monday night game. It's probably the biggest That's probably the biggest fantasy game of the week. And that's it. That's all the games. That is all the games. So what else I got for you? Well, I got these guys. Remember, these guys have been on the show a couple times. They're good guys. Want to get an inside look at recreational sports betting? Then check out the Vegas Squares podcast, brought to you by 12 Ounce Sports. Catch them every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Zingo TV, channel 761. Like I said, 761, that's where it's at. And again on Wednesday nights for their new golf betting show. Check out their website, lvsquares.com. That's the Vegas Squares exclusively on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. Don't forget. Also, check out James and the Agent Wednesday, new show. James and the Agent Wednesdays from 8 to 9:30. They do an hour and a half. I thought an hour was tough. This Wednesday, James and the Agent Wednesday, every Wednesday, 8 to 9:30. All right. So moving on, we've got best bets of the week. Bets. Where's the bets? I'm not even doing any of that. We're just going to look at the bets. Okay. So last week, the leader is still the book. He's at 4-3-1. So we'll go with him first. And I took from both of these guys, actually. So I have 2 of their bets and 1 of the other's bets. So let's look at the book. He's if you're betting $100 units, you'd be up $70. He's 4-3-1. Well, I don't know my betting. So, first pick. The Giants getting 3.5 at home. Like I said, I like the Giants. I like them at home. The 49ers are beat up, and they're the favorite. Now, can the 49ers come in and win? Yeah, why not? But I don't know. The Giants at home, they don't like the turf. The books go with the Giants, and I can't really argue. Again, he has his way of doing things. Home field dogs, and he's taking another one here. Minnesota getting 3 at home. He just says, who's the home field dog? Give me them. And he's 4-3-1 so far this year. So you're going to complain? If you're taking his action, you're not going to complain. Minnesota +3 over Tennessee. I kind of like Minnesota in this game. I think Tennessee is a little overrated 2-0. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. He likes Minnesota getting 3 at home. And his last pick, the Denver Broncos. He had 6 and is now 5.5. But either way, he's going with the home field dog. He's taking Denver at home. I am not a huge fan of that one, but his system seems to be working okay. It's helping him lead between the 3 of us at 4-3-1. So that's his pick. So, recap, Giants +3.5, Minnesota +3, and Denver +6. All 3 home dogs from the book. The old man in C likes somebody, if I can find them. There we go. Cleveland -7. He just cannot stand this Washington team. He thinks this Washington team stinks. I kind of agree with him a little bit. I think they're going to run the ball all over this team and maybe hit a big play with their play action, and this team's going to be done. They've got very few players on this team. The defense isn't bad, especially Chase Young out there solidifying that defensive line. They got tons of sacks, but I don't think that's going to help overall, especially on the road in Cleveland. He likes Cleveland -7. His next pick is, it's over here, I think. Yep. Yeah, it's 425 game. He likes Detroit. He does not like Arizona. For some reason, he's taking the Detroit +6 on the road. Okay, well, that's what he wants. That's what he gets. Detroit +6 on the road. And his last pick is if I can find them, here they are. Again, another team, not a big fan. He's taking Houston on the road, getting 4. That's his picks. You can argue. He's doing better than me. He's 3-4-1. He's got Cleveland -7, Detroit +6, and Houston +4. That's the old man. It's the old man right there. Talk man's picks. Don't even take any of my picks. I'm just doing this for fun now. 1-6-1. Just get buried. That's 6. You'd lose $560 if you took my picks. Bet $100 on them. $560 you're losing. Let's see if we can come back. We've got some from each side. Giants +3.5 at home. Like I said, I really like the Giants this weekend. I don't know if you should take that, especially on the streak I'm on. Giants +3.5 at home against a team that's beat up. Nobody's playing. Cleveland -7. I do like. Again, I'm not big on the Washington team. I think they're a little. I just don't think they have enough talent. I think they're just going to run the ball, and win the game that way. And Denver +6. I have now. I'm a little. After going through this, I'm a little hesitant, but you know what? I picked it. We're going to take it. Denver +6. Why not? So that's my picks. Giants +3.5. Cleveland -7. Denver +6. That's the best bets of the week. For my suicide pick this week, going with the Chargers. We're 2-0. We'd still be, if you're taking my picks, you're still alive in that at least. I can pick my suicides okay. I'm not terrible at that. And like I say every week, check out my YouTube channel. You will see I take clips of the show. If you don't watch the whole show and look for the stuff, I take clips of certain parts of the show. This part is one of them. And I put them on YouTube if you just want to watch that and you don't want to fast forward and do all that crap. Not that fast forward is very hard on the internet, but whatever. So that's it. That's best bets and the suicide pool we took care of. Look at us go. Look at us go. We're going right through. This hour's going right by. We're going right by. So this is a segment of the show I like to call Love is Nice, man. Sponsored by BiscottiGourmet.com. Biscotti Gourmet was a new take on an old Italian tradition of soft-baked mini biscotti and many delicious flavors. I love lemon. Lemon's my favorite because it comes with the lemon stuff on the top. Go to BiscottiGourmet.com and use this promo code TALKMAN. This is a different promo code. TALKMAN, TALKMAN, for 20% off your order. Any flavor is a wonderful compliment with your coffee in the morning or as a guilty pleasure treat. I'm telling you, it's great stuff. It's all natural. Nothing artificial in there. These, she makes them. They're delicious, especially now that you can't go out and do anything. You're stuck at home. You're in prison. They imprisoned you. You can still order these, and at least you're eating little biscottis in prison. What, you got a problem with that? So, this is Love is Nice, Week 3 edition. Week 3. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got on Love is Nice. I'm already pissed. So, as I tell you every week, Love is Nice is where we go into the counter programming, and we use the Hallmark Channel as our baseline. The counter programming against football, especially for those guys out there who are with a woman, you better be with her. She better be doing something for you, getting some kind of fluids out of your body, because if she's not, and you're doing this for her, got problems. Got problems, cuz. Let's go, they always want to do something on Sunday at like around 1 o'clock. Let's go have a picnic. Let's go have a picnic. We'll look at the water in the lake, and we'll just have a picnic, and we'll sit there and watch. You pay for the food, of course, yeah. Ugh. Gross. So if you're not having a picnic by the lake, or if you're not at a play about some kind of feminist play about their vaginas, something like that, you're watching this. And here's what you're watching. At 1 o'clock, when the game's starting, you could be watching your Jeff Wilson pickup at 1 o'clock. No, you're not watching you're not watching him. Nick Chubb. You could be watching so many players. Instead, you can watch Follow Me to Daisy Hills. What? When Joe realizes that her family's general store, we did this. They can't even make enough movies to take up 1 day of the week. It's all the same shit. We did this already. Store in Daisy Hills, losing money. Her father Duke calls in a favor to help. Duke's help is Joe's ex-boyfriend. Why is a father calling in a daughter's ex-boyfriend? That makes no sense. Former Daisy Hills native stars Cindy Busby and Marshall Williams. Never heard of. I'm never going to Daisy Hills. I'm never going to this stupid shop. And I hope they all get AIDS. 3 o'clock, you're getting Autumn Dreams. The dreams are in autumn. What? A young couple spur of the moment marriage. That's so stupid. That's so woman. See, that's how you know women want to write this shit. Spur of the moment marriage. I'm just marrying you. Just met you. Just met you at a bar. Where were they? In Vegas? Is immediately annulled by the bride's parents. This guy's a loser. This guy's such a loser. Years later, they discover that a glitch in the paperwork means they're still husband and wife. Oh my God, it's so haphazard. It's filled with habidash. Oh my God, stupid. It's all women writing this shit. And look at this guy. That's a cardboard cutout of like the dude every woman wants. Away from me. And she's just like, yeah, I got him. Yeah, meanwhile, he's banging your best friend. Falling for Vermont. I fell in Vermont. I broke my tooth. When a best-selling, and they're always, like I said every week, there were best-selling authors, doctors. We haven't gotten to the lawyer yet. When a best-selling author decided to escape the media. I'm done with the media. The media hates women. Escape the media. Her plane goes awry when she's caught in a thunderstorm and crashed her car. God, how many movies have been made about this? She wakes up with no memory of who she is. I've seen this movie 20 times and probably written better. And now she's just walking around with this guy she doesn't know in Vermont with the leaves turning orange. Away from me. Get away from me with this. Ugh. And isn't that, if you start banging a girl who has amnesia, isn't that rape? Like there's something wrong with that. This is ridiculous. But I'm sure it's great. Hey. Oh, multicultural. This has got to be a new one. You don't see a lot of this. They're starting to get the hang of it here on the Hallmark Channel. It's usually, the colors of the people are usually the same. They don't usually do this a lot. Trust me, I've been watching this for a while. Lily dreams of being a hotel event coordinator. Why? And is thrilled when she's given a chance to do so by helping Noah. Oh, Noah. A hotel guest finished planning his sister Justine's wedding at a remote lodge. Ugh, so gross. Stars Clark Backel and Jonathan Kels. Is that Clark or is that Jonathan? This chick. It's not bad looking. I don't know what she is. I think she's an Indian or something. She looks alright, actually. At least you get some new blood. I'm sick of the same friggin' people in these movies. All these people from old TV shows, now they're making movies now. Have any of them been that? I don't know if that is. I don't know. They just take them off the bus. If they don't go to porn, they go to Hallmark. At 9 o'clock. And speak of the devil. That's what's her face. Yep. The Color of Rain. The Color of Lame. When Gina loses her husband on Christmas. She soon finds another guy. We're going to bang this guy. She soon finds a kindred spirit in another parent at her kid's school, Michael, who loses his wife at the same time. What? You see, there's something, the cops should be all over this. Any cops, both your wife and husband died the same day, huh? Yeah, get in the car. We want to talk to you guys. Stars Lacey Chabert and whatever happened? All these young little girls from TV shows, they got giant boobs and then they started making Hallmark movies. I think, was she the one? One of them had just got giant tits at us. So, yeah, that's horrible. This is hard. God, I hate this part. These movies are so terrible, and they're written so lazily. Like somebody came up with this idea. Where is it? This one. I've seen this a million times. They made this movie. God, I'm blanking on the movie. But the 9 out of 10 movies, a woman crashed in a car, and in 5 out of those movies, they get amnesia. Get away from me. And then, the game's still going on. She's like, no, you're not watching that. You're not watching that stuff. That's toxically masculine. You can't watch that. You have to watch feminism. Here's old feminism. She had a giant rack when she was young. Betty White. She's fucking 100 now. Ugh. Anybody spanks it to her, you have problems. Even younger, because she's still old now. It's weird. And that's how you're going to finish your night. There you go. That's pretty much the whole show. We've got a couple seconds left. Good luck this weekend. Go with Jeff Wilson Jr. if you got a shot to pick somebody up. The goatee. We got 2 chances to goatee. The one I'm 2-0 in, and the other one I came up with a big win against some guy who just shit the bed last week. So I got to win off that. The other one I lost by 30. I put up 180 points. And the other was just lame. Anyway, that's the show. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. There's more of us than there are of them. Remember that.